Welcome back to Business English Desk. I'm Laura.
And I'm Jamie, and okay, today we're continuing something we started last episode.
That's right. Last time we looked at get over, take over, go over, and come over. And so many of you loved that episode.
So today we're staying in the over family, but with 4 completely new expressions. And before we start, here's a quick question.
Imagine your boss sends you a document and says, "Can you look this over?" And then your colleague says, "We need to talk this over." And then your friend says, "Just think it over." And then someone at the desk says, "Please hand over your passport."
4 completely different situations, 4 completely different meanings, but the same tiny word over doing all the work.
And today, we're going to show you exactly how each one works, so you can use them naturally, confidently, every single day.
So we're covering look over, talk over, think over, and hand over.
4 expressions, 1 word, so much to explore. Let's get into it. Look over. So this one is really practical. Like, it's the kind of phrase you can use in so many situations every single day.
So the main meaning of look over is to read or examine something carefully. Like you go through it, you check it, you review it. Can you look over this email before I send it? Meaning, can you read it carefully and check it for me? Look it over.
And that's such a natural, everyday request. Like, look over my essay, look over this contract, look over my CV. All of these mean the same thing. Examine it, check it carefully, tell me what you think. Look over it.
And look over is slightly different from go over, which we covered last time. Like, go over is more about reviewing something together. Like you and someone else are going through it, discussing it. But look over is more about one person examining something quietly on their own.
Right. Like if your teacher says, go over your notes, that feels like study, review, actively working through them. But if someone says, can you look over my notes? That feels like check them, cast your eye over them, tell me if anything's wrong. Look over them.
And look over can also mean to physically look across a space, like she looked over the garden, meaning she cast her eyes across the garden, surveyed it, looked over it.
And that physical meaning is really vivid. Like, imagine someone standing on a balcony, looking over a city, or looking over a beautiful landscape. That image of eyes sweeping across a wide space.
That's such a nice image, like looking over a valley or the ocean, has this quality of taking everything in all at once.
And then there's overlook, which is the same letters but 1 word, and it means to miss something or to ignore it. Like, I overlooked a mistake in the report, meaning I missed it, I didn't see it, I overlooked it.
So look over as 2 words means to check something carefully, but overlook as 1 word means to miss something or to choose to ignore something. Like, I'll overlook that mistake this time, meaning I'll let it go. I won't make a big deal of it. I'll overlook it.
And that distinction between look over and overlook is genuinely useful. Like, they look almost the same, but mean very different things.
English doing what English does best.
Making 2 things look identical but mean completely different. And look someone over means to examine a person. Like, the doctor looked him over, meaning she examined him quickly, checked him physically, looked him over.
And you also hear look over your shoulder, which is sometimes literal, like actually turning to look behind you. But figuratively, it means being worried or watching for danger. Like, he was always looking over his shoulder, meaning he was always watching, feeling like something or someone was behind him.
And that figurative meaning is used a lot in conversations about stress or anxiety, or when someone has done something wrong, and they're always looking over their shoulder, waiting for consequences.
So look over means to examine or review something carefully, works for documents, essays, contracts, and people, and connects to overlook for missing or ignoring something, and looking over your shoulder for that feeling of being watched or worried.
Okay, expression 2. talk over. And this one has two really different meanings that are both really useful. So the first meaning of talk over is to discuss something with someone, especially before making a decision. Like, we need to talk this over before we decide, meaning we need to discuss it together, carefully, before anything happens. Talk it over.
And talk over in this sense has this feeling of taking time. Like you're not rushing, you're not deciding right now. You need to talk it over first.
Right. Like it implies the decision or the situation needs careful joint discussion, like two or more people sitting down and working through something together.
Like, can we talk this over before the meeting? Or they talked it over for hours. Or I need to talk this over with my partner. All of these suggest a careful, considered discussion.
And talk over often comes up in situations where something important is happening, like a big decision, a disagreement, a plan, something that matters and deserves to be talked over.
And talk over in the second sense is quite different and honestly a little negative. Like, he kept talking over me in the meeting, meaning he was speaking while I was speaking. His voice was going over mine. He was interrupting. He was talking over me.
And that experience of being talked over is so frustrating. Like you're in the middle of saying something and someone else just starts talking over you. Like your voice doesn't matter.
And it happens in meetings a lot, especially when people are excited or nervous, or when someone just doesn't listen very well.
Or when someone thinks what they have to say is more important than what you're saying.
Which is almost never true.
Almost never. And talk it over versus talk over someone are such different things. Like one is collaborative and respectful. Let's talk this over. And the other is dismissive and rude. He talked over me.
And talk things over is a really warm relationship phrase. Like, we sat down and talked things over, meaning we discussed everything honestly. Maybe after a disagreement or before a big change, we talked things over.
And that phrase, talk things over, suggests resolution. Like, after talking things over, things are usually better, clearer, more settled.
And need to talk this over is such a common phrase at the end of a phone call or a message, like, let me talk this over with the team and I'll get back to you, meaning I need to discuss it with others before I can answer. Let me talk it over.
So, talk over means to discuss something carefully together, often before a decision, or to speak while someone else is speaking, interrupting them. And talk things over suggests an honest, settling conversation. Okay, expression 3, think over. And this one is actually quite close in feeling to talk over the first meaning, but it's something you do alone.
Right, so think over means to consider something carefully in your own mind. Like you take time, you don't rush, you think about it from different angles. I'll think it over, meaning give me time to consider this carefully. I'll think it over.
And think over always implies that the thing needs proper consideration. Like you're not dismissing it, you're not ignoring it, you're giving it the time and thought it deserves. You're thinking it over.
And think over is always a useful phrase in professional settings, like when someone offers you something, a job, a deal, a proposal, and you need time to consider it properly. Let me think it over is the perfect response.
And think over is slightly different from think about. Like, think about is very open, very general. I'll think about it can sometimes mean maybe or probably not.
I'll think about it is sometimes a soft no.
A very soft, very polite no. We've all said it.
Every single one of us. But think it over sounds more deliberate, more committed, like you're actually going to sit with it and properly consider every angle.
Right, like think it over implies a process. Like you're going to turn it over in your mind, look at it from one side, then the other, give it real thought.
And I've been thinking it over is such a useful phrase, like I've been thinking it over and I've decided, meaning I took the time, I considered it properly, and now I have an answer. I've thought it over.
And think over often comes before a change or a decision, like something is coming and you're thinking it over before you commit, before you say yes or no.
And give it some thought is a similar phrase that means almost the same thing, like give it some thought and let me know, meaning take some time to consider it, think it over, and tell me when you're ready.
And the lovely thing about think it over is that it shows respect for the decision. Like you're saying this matters enough to think about carefully. I'm not rushing, I'm thinking it over.
And in relationships, think it over comes up in really important moments, like, I don't want you to answer now, just think it over. That's someone who cares enough to give you space to make the right decision.
That's actually one of the kindest things you can say to someone facing a big decision.
It really is. So, think over means to carefully consider something in your own mind, taking time, looking at all angles before making a decision, and connects to think about, but with more deliberate, careful consideration.
Okay, last one. Hand over. And this one is really interesting because it has such a wide range of situations.
Right. So the most basic meaning of hand over is to give something to someone physically, like she handed over the keys, meaning she gave them physically, placed them into someone else's hands. She handed them over.
And that physical, person-to-person quality is really the heart of handover. Like you're literally putting something from your hands into someone else's.
And handover is used constantly in practical situations, like please hand over your passport. At a border or airport, you give it directly to the officer. You hand it over.
Or hand over the report when you're finished, meaning give it to me physically when it's done. Hand it over.
And handover also means to transfer responsibility or control to someone else, like she handed over the project to a new manager, meaning she gave the responsibility, the control to someone new. She handed it over.
And that meaning is different from take over, which we covered last episode. Like, take over is from the perspective of the person gaining control. Take over. But handover is from the perspective of the person giving control. Handover. That's such a useful distinction. Like, she took over the business is about her gaining control, but he handed over the business to her is about him giving control to her.
Same situation, two different perspectives, two different words, and knowing both makes you sound so much more precise.
And hand over in professional settings is used a lot, like I'm handing over to my colleague who will take the rest of the meeting, meaning I'm giving control of the meeting to someone else. I'm handing over.
And you hear this in presentations, in TV broadcasts, in any formal setting where control is passed from one person to another.
Like, I'll hand you over now to our reporter on the ground, on the news. That's such a classic professional phrase, handing over.
And hand over as one word is the noun, like the handover went very smoothly, meaning the process of passing control or responsibility from one person to another, the handover.
And hand over fist is a fantastic phrase. That means making a lot of money very quickly. Like, that business is making money hand over fist, meaning the money is coming in incredibly fast.
What a vivid image, like imagining someone grabbing money hand after hand, so fast they can barely keep up.
Like a very successful, very busy money-grabbing machine.
Financial goals. And hand over can sometimes have a slightly reluctant quality, like he finally handed over the information, meaning he didn't want to, but eventually he gave it. He handed it over.
Right, like hand over sometimes implies someone being asked or even forced to give something that they maybe didn't want to give. Like the suspect was told to hand over his phone, Very different energy from a friendly, here are the keys.
And that range from warm to reluctant to demanded is all covered by hand over. Same expression, very different feelings.
So hand over means to physically give something to someone or to transfer responsibility or control, can be warm, professional, or reluctant. And hand over as one word is the noun, and hand over fist for making money quickly.
Okay, role play time.
Yes, so the scenario is two colleagues, Mia and Dan. And Dan is about to go on holiday for 2 weeks. And before he leaves, there are a few things that need to happen.
Perfect. A pre-holiday handover is such a real and very relatable situation.
So stressful. Ready?
Ready.
Okay, Mia, before I head off, can you look over these client files? I want to make sure everything is in order before I hand them over to you.
Of course. I'll look them over this afternoon, but I wanted to talk over a few things with you before you go.
Yes, absolutely. What's on your mind?
So, the Henderson account. I've been thinking it over, and I'm a little worried about the deadline while you're away.
Oh, good that you mentioned it. Let me look over the timeline again. Okay, so the deadline is the 20th. You have 2 weeks. That should be fine.
I think so, but can we talk it over properly? I just want to make sure I understand everything correctly before you hand over the responsibility to me.
Of course. So, basically, the client needs the report by the 20th. I've done about 70% of it. I'll hand over the draft to you now, and you just need to finish the last section.
Okay, that actually sounds very manageable. I was overthinking it.
I could tell you were thinking it over a bit too hard.
Maybe. Okay, and what about
The team meeting on Thursday?
I'll hand that over to you two. Is that okay?
Yes, fine. Should I go over the agenda with you now, or do you want to talk it over tomorrow morning?
Let's do it now, actually. I looked over the agenda this morning, and there are a couple of things I want to flag.
Okay. Go ahead.
So, point 3 on the agenda, the new budget proposal. I'd encourage you to look over it very carefully before Thursday, because I think there might be some numbers that need checking.
Noted. I'll look it over tonight. Anything else I should think over before you go?
Actually, yes, the Marcus situation.
Oh,
I know. I've been thinking it over for a while, and I think it might need a proper conversation with him while I'm away.
okay. Do you want to talk that over with me now so I know how to handle it?
Yes, let's do that, and then I'll hand over all the files and you'll be completely ready.
Perfect. And Dan, please actually relax on this holiday. You've looked over everything, you've talked it all over with me, you can hand it over and let go.
I'll try.
Think it over on the plane and then put it down and enjoy yourself.
That's actually really good advice.
And there it is, all 4 expressions woven naturally through one completely real pre-holiday conversation.
Did you catch them all?
Look over these client files, examine them carefully, hand them over to you, give responsibility to another person, talk over a few things, discuss together before deciding.
Thinking it over, carefully considering in your own mind, look over the timeline, review it carefully, talk it over properly, discuss carefully together.
Hand over the responsibility, transfer control, hand over the draft, physically give the document, thinking it over too much, considering it too much.
Hand that over to you, transfer control of the meeting, go over the agenda, review together, talk it over tomorrow, discuss carefully together.
Looked over the agenda, examined it, look it over carefully, examine with care, think over before you go, consider carefully, talked it all over with me, discussed everything, hand it over and let go.
All 4 expressions used naturally so many times in one completely real pre-holiday workplace conversation.
And honestly, I felt stressed just from the role play.
Pre-holiday handovers are genuinely one of the most stressful things in working life.
Every time. Okay, quiz time.
Let's go.
Listeners, fill in the blank with the right expression. Look over, talk over,
think over or hand over. Ready?
Sentence 1. Can you blank blank my report before I send it to the client?
Look over. Can you look over my report? Examine it carefully. Check it. Tell me if anything's wrong.
Sentence 2. He kept blank blank me every time I tried to speak.
Talking over me. He kept talking over me, speaking while I was speaking, interrupting, dismissing my voice.
Sentence 3. It's a big decision. I need some time to blank blank it.
Think it over. I need time to think it over. Consider it carefully, from all angles, before I decide.
Please blank blank your boarding pass at the gate.
Hand over. Please hand over your boarding pass. Give it physically to the person asking for it.
Before we decide, let's blank blank the options together.
Talk over the options. Discuss them carefully, together, before we commit. Sentence 6. She blanked blank the report quickly before the meeting.
Looked over. She looked over the report, examined it, reviewed it, quickly but carefully. Sentence 7. The outgoing director blanked all responsibilities to her replacement.
Handed over. Handed over all responsibilities. Transferred control from one person to another.
Sentence 8. I've blanked it, and I've decided to accept the offer.
Thought over. I've thought it over. I considered it carefully. Took my time, and now I have an answer.
Sentence 9. He always blanked others in meetings, and it makes everyone feel unheard.
Talks over. He always talks over others. Speaks while they're speaking. Doesn't let them finish. Really frustrating habit.
And last one, sentence 10. He was nervous, but he blanked the document one more time just to be sure.
Looked over. He looked over the document. One final check. One more careful examination before he was satisfied.
Listeners, how did you do? Drop your answers in the comments. We love reading them.
Every single one. Okay, let's bring it home. Today's 4 expressions. Look over.
To examine or review something carefully works for documents, contracts, essays, and people, and connects to overlook for missing or ignoring, and looking over your shoulder for that feeling of being watched.
Talk over.
2 meanings. First, to discuss something carefully together before deciding, collaborative, respectful. Second, to speak while someone else is speaking, interrupting them, dismissing their voice, and talk things over for an honest, settling conversation.
Think over.
To carefully consider something in your own mind, not rushing, looking at all angles before making a decision, more deliberate than think about, and shows respect for the importance of the decision.
Hand over.
To physically give something to someone, or to transfer responsibility or control, can be warm, professional, or reluctant, and handover as one word is the noun, and hand over fist for making money very quickly.
4 expressions, 1 little word. Over.
And what I notice about all 4 today is that over always involves some kind of transfer or crossing, like look over, your eyes cross the material. Talk over, the conversation crosses between people or one voice crosses over another. Think over, your mind crosses through the idea from every angle. Hand over, something crosses from one person's hands to another's.
That's actually the most elegant way to connect 4 expressions I've ever heard.
I've been thinking it over since this morning.
And it paid off.
It really did.
Okay, before we go, your challenge this week.
Pick 2 of today's 4 expressions
Just 2.
and use them in a real situation this week.
Next time someone asks you for a decision, say, let me think it over, instead of just, I'll think about it. Notice the difference.
Or ask a colleague or a friend to look over something you wrote before you send it.
Or the next time someone talks over you in a conversation, notice it. Name it if you feel comfortable.
And come tell us in the comments which one you used. We love reading those.
Every single one.
If today helped you, hit that like button.
And subscribe if you haven't already.
New episodes every week. Real English, real conversations.
Share this with someone who needs to sound more natural in English.
They'll thank you for it.
This has been Business English Desk. I'm Laura.
And I'm Jamie, and we'll see you in the next one.
Look over your goals regularly.
Talk over your problems with people you trust.
Think over your decisions carefully.
And never let anyone talk over you.
Never.
Bye.
Bye.